no lie. Resonating, vibes ain't feeling good. Everything but vibrating. I am at peace. I am at peace.
That was my explosive. One.
He's John Ryan.
And he's Jonathan Prince.
And together we are...
We are... Brutally Johnest.
Brutally Johnest, man. I love the way you always kind of whisper that. You are?
You're going about it like a football hooligan. Oi, oi!
It's the Euros soon, isn't it? What day are we on today? Today is the 9th of June. And the Euros, I think they start on Sunday, man. Like on the 12th. So got my England shirt out. I ain't going to kiss the badge on it, and I'm not that brother, but got my England shirt on. Come on, England, do you know what I mean?
Yep, I like it. We'll do well.
Yeah, I see a thing the other day saying, like a little meme saying 12-1, England are 12-1 to win the tournament. That means that if you bet 20 quid, you lose 20 quid.
Shocking.
I thought it was quite apt. How's things? You all right?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm just dying from this heat. Like, where's my rain gone?
That's true. It has hit, for those abroad, it has hit this week above like 20 degrees Celsius in the UK. And all of the fairer skinned people are out with no clothes on. Actually, let me tell you about something that happened the other day. I went into town the other day. I live in a place called St Albans, so it's quite a nice place.
But you live in Rough, in the ghetto. Don't forget, in the hood.
I mean, like, just generally, there's not really from some of the places I've lived, there isn't really a ghetto comparatively. Do you know what I'm saying?
Was there a Poundland?
There was a Poundland, and there is another one like that, Super Savers. And when they came to St Albans, they made the front page of the Advertiser with complaints that it was downgrading the high street. That's the kind of place that it is. So I walked into town the other day, and the only way I can describe it is I was walking into town and I see one dude, happened to be like a white brother and a mixed race brother. The white brother had his top off, and I could see there was something around his top. And then the mixed race brother, whatever he had, was pretty much the same. And I realised they were both walking around. It was a hot day with massive boa constrictors.
Nice.
Just on road.
Nice. Till it goes wrong.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Unless, and people can maybe tell me this, maybe because it was warm and snakes are cold-blooded animals, that they were taking the snakes out for a walk to warm them up because they loved the warmth. But it did feel a little bit like...
I think the word you look for is stupid.
It looked a bit daft, mate. Like, it was fully there to scare people. Now, I said to my friend, I'm not scared of snakes. And then he said, yeah, you say that, but what about when there's like 1 million snakes in the room? I feel like if there's 1 million anything in the room, it's probably going to get pretty scary. There's a balance, isn't there?
It's just crazy, mate.
Like, just crazy. I don't want to be in a room with 1 million bunny rabbits. Just putting it out there. But yeah.
But them things are dangerous, mate. They're not like toys.
I haven't been out in a while because obviously we've been on lockdown and stuff. And then when I go out, I thought that was some crazy thing to see. Even before lockdown, that would be a crazy thing to be bucking up upon a man on road. 2 man with boa constrictors.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Get yourself a gerbil. They're much more manageable. You put them in a little bowl and a little disc thing, little sphere, roll around the kitchen. Hours of fun. Exactly.
I mean, have you ever seen such a thing in your life?
I think I told you on an earlier episode about a mate of mine who used to have a snake, and he used to feed it. You remember the frozen mice? Then one time he fed a live one and it bit the snake and killed it.
The reaction of some people, like there was one brother, like a black guy, and he was quite a beefy fella, like looked like he could have a row. Do you know what I mean? And then he's walking along, being relatively loud, and then he sees the snakes. And like, boy, the fear! You can see the fear. It's like drained him.
Come, what's your tune? Play your tune.
My tune, right? Okay, so my tune for this week is by an artist named Rocky Traore. It's called Kamunke, and it's a banger. I'm just gonna play a little piece. Could you imagine the amount of ache that the England fans would come if England come out of the tunnel and this tune was playing?
Well, So long as she's not a Marxist, I think they'd be all right about it because they're not racist. They just don't like Marxists.
I see this. I mean, I suppose let's explain for people who don't really get the nuance of what you're saying there. Go on, explain.
So yeah, England fans booing their own team. Reverse psychology. I like what you're doing here, lads. They're booing their own team because the England team are taking the knee to raise awareness of racism and to promote diversity. But they've decided that the England players are taking the knee to support Black Lives Matter. They want to defund the police and a Marxist organisation. So great. Only in England will you boo the hell out of players, then expect them to go run around and score for you. Shocking. Stupidness.
There's so many things about it though, because obviously the significance of the taking the knee thing is to raise awareness for the Black Lives Matter movement and how black people are basically treated differently and stuff. But what I feel about it is, if those people that you're trying to get to aren't getting it from that statement that you're making, then let's look at what statement we're making to reach those people. Because let me put that a different way.
Good. Do it again. Start again.
Let me put that a different way. I'm not feeling the booing and people booing the people who are doing the taking a knee before the game. I think it's good that people are actually even talking about it in the respect of that people are actually talking about it. Do you know? Like, to reach those people, why are you booing? Why do you feel that you have to boo? And for that person to explain themselves, and then to explain why people are taking the knee. But also, if that message isn't being delivered to them by doing that action, then can we look at that action?
No, I don't think so. I think if they're too stupid to receive that message, keep doing it and eventually it'll get through to them. Because they're just stupid. So I'm not a racialist, I just don't support Marxism. Even not Marxism is, you fool. You don't want to defund the police.
I don't know how to deliver that message to those people, right? Because to a point, some people don't want to listen, right? They don't want to listen. They're actively choosing as not to. But like, also, I don't know, man. When there's a lot of weird stuff on Facebook at the moment where someone will try and say something like claiming that they're clever, right? So I'm so clever because I can predict this, and your stupid sheep people didn't see it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, that message, whoever's delivering that message, whatever the message is going to fall upon deaf ears. Majority of deaf ears. Now, with the Black Lives Matter situation, I'm glad it hasn't fallen. It's pleased me to see the majority of the country being for it and understanding why it's happening. Because ultimately, whether they're doing that or not, at the end of the game, the black players are still subject to the kind of crap on Facebook and whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like the social media messages that people are getting. I think Marcus Rashford, he was in the the Europa League final, and when they lost, he got a whole heap of racism and like dodgy messages. Kind of come out and said, one of the people, it bothers me so much because they're actually a teacher, so they're teaching kids, and like we've got to get to those people, man. I feel like we've got to get to those people. I'm not saying it's cool that people are booing, but you have to see if people are booing, we ain't getting to those people.
No, you are getting to them. That's why they're booing. You're getting to them. And they are brazen enough because they've got enough support and enough numbers around them to think that they can do that. Like they were brazen enough last year to come down to London and try and defend the statues, and they got battered because they've got to realise that most people in this country don't agree with them, don't support them. And for most white people, I don't want them people to represent me. So you just keep taking that knee, mate. You just, if they don't like it, because they're not going to change. Now the Scotland team are saying they're going to stand up. And what's that doing? Like, oh, them guys are standing. I wonder what they're standing up for. Whereas when they're kneeling down, you go, why are they kneeling down? This is why they're kneeling down.
But the thing is, let's go back to the origin, because now I was very careful in what I said there about how the message about it now is to raise awareness. Because when this originally happened, let's not forget where this comes from. The etymology of this symbolism around this bending, like kneeling thing, yeah? It was a player, an American football player named Colin Kaepernick, who didn't like the fact that in America there was continual dodgy situations amongst police and black people, and nothing was being done. Nothing at all. So when it became, right, well, I stand for my flag and put my hand on my heart and stand for my flag, Colin Kaepernick said, well, hold on, I have black. I have black in me, and I can't see my people being treated like this, and stand up and say I'm happy to be part of this nation. So to show against that and the way that my nation is behaving towards my people, I'm going to take a knee during this symbol where you stand up for something. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it was about. So to me, I struggle with it a little because ultimately that guy, I feel for him, man. He didn't get until Nike came through, maybe, but he got like never got played again. He was one of the best quarterbacks, but he couldn't really get a job. Do you know what I mean? And it raised this whole awareness thing, and obviously people now use this as a symbol and have taken it for that. But for me, has there been a change since he's done what he's done? Well, I would say in his respect, yes, sports have cottoned onto it a bit more, but Nike maybe sometimes to sell Nike.
Yeah, but look, you need to unpack the whole thing, I think, right? So, from my generation, we all thought we had like Red Wedge, and back in the 80s and 90s, we had like Rock Against Racism, and then we had Equal Opportunities. Nothing changed, and these kids now, they're not taking it. We call them woke as an insult, but what they're doing is they're going, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not having it, mate. We're going to riot. We're going to protest. We're going to organise. And then it's making a difference. And it's annoying these England fans because it's not their England. All right, we don't mind a few black players in the team, but we don't really want them teaching our kids and running our country as president, as prime minister, as politicians, reading all the news. I've even heard people complaining about now it's gone too far the other way, got too many black people on Match of the Day. What is this nonsense? And when they're booing, let them boo. Let them. And then let's drown out their boos. Let them realise they're a minority.
I did like that like the England fans, when some fans, a minority of fans booed, the rest cheered louder to drown them out.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, okay, so let's stop taking the knee. What do you want them to do? Why don't they, what are they going to do? Start doing a black and white minstrel show, singing Mammy? Is that more palatable? Is that the sort of black people they want? What is it? I'll tell you what they should do, right? Before every game, instead of taking a knee, put a bit of soca music on me. Have a little dance. Hey, we're going to win the game. We're going to feel something because we're England.
Do you know what I mean? No, straight up, man. Man should just come out to this tune, innit? They should just come out and like... Or skanking. But
the only problem, right, with songs in other languages is you don't actually know what that woman's singing about. She could be singing about anything. I've lost my knickers and my husband's up the tree. You don't know.
But does it matter if it's a tune?
Yes, really. You're all going, what a great, powerful, passionate song this is. And she's actually going, my knickers have gone, my husband's up the tree.
Do you not remember the deepest cut?
What?
Step
I'm
up,
still
yellow one,
by it, mate.
deepest cut. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm still traumatised by it. I'm still having therapy to go over it.
I was trying to think of something, like, because if people saw the show a little while ago, how I said I did that track, and the lyrics are disgusting, but when you sing them, it really sounds quite nice. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter. As long as it's melodical and it makes good music, it can be, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what they're saying.
Yeah, I always remember there was a catchy nursery rhyme called never put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear. I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. But if it was like never stick anything smaller than your elbow up your bum, would that be, it's quite melodic.
I'm going to reverse for a second. The point that I was trying to make was like things like when MC was on stage in the 80s, like a hip hop MC, he could say something like to a crowd of people, when I say make some, you say cakes, make some, and everyone go cakes. And they go make some, and everyone will go cakes. And then the MC might be having a laugh, and he'll go, when I say bitches are, you say dumb, bitches are. And then everyone in the crowd will go dumb, right? And then right. So what I'm saying is, like, sometimes people just go along with it. But you've opened a new can, mate, because you said about the elbow and the ear. As someone of, like, Caribbean cultural descent, yeah, that has always made me laugh, bro.
You've got ear issues. What?
That's always made me laugh, mate. Every time a black man hears that saying, yeah, which inevitably, I'll be honest with you, only ever comes from a white person, yeah.
What?
We have a little giggle, bro. The elbow ear thing, yeah. We have a little giggle inside. Like a little, do you know, like a proper little moment, yeah, right?
How many times have people told you never put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear?
And I mean, every time you say it as well, yeah. Every time you said that, you must have said it about 3 times, and every time, yeah, I'm going inside.
You secretly do it.
Nah, man, because black man, look, I've never been taught that. To me, that's why your ears are nasty, and you see all these programs with all this build-up of wax and whatever.
Yeah,
And when you
don't put
talk to
things in your ear.
people, and they say, for example, "Oh no, you push the earwax in if you use a cotton bud and whatever," yeah, like the whole of, as far as I know, at least the whole of the Caribbean is ignoring that, mate. I can't talk for Africans, but I reckon they're the same as too.
You can't be sticking things in your ear. It's wrong, mate.
What do you mean you can't be sticking things in your
I'm
ear?
sticking nothing in your ear.
How are you
Your ear
cleaning
is
your
trying
ears?
to listen.
How are you cleaning your
It
ears?
cleans itself.
It cleans itself. See?
I'm listening to nonsense and thinking, yeah, actually, I do need to buy a product that cleans things out of my ear.
Oi, you've actually tickled me, bro.
What about you? What about your little your one-eyed man? Do you put something down here to clean it as well?
Does that create wax?
Your PPI?
Does that create wax to stop
No. It's got
dust
nasty
coming in?
wee coming out of it and all kinds. It must be full of germs.
We
How come you ain't cleaning that out?
sterile, mate. We sterile. You're good. You can drink that if you need. You seen Bear Grylls, mate? We sterile.
Right, hang on. We've gone from you. I'm telling you, don't put things in your ear, and you're telling me to go and drink wee.
No, for the finger in the ear thing, we need to go back because
What is wrong with you?
well, how are you? I said to you, how are you cleaning your ears? And you said, do I put a cotton bud down the?
And your PPI.
Yeah.
When a man rings up and goes, "Have you got problems with your PPI?" No, because I don't put nothing down now. I'll leave it alone.
Do you know what? Yeah. Oh my days! People need to to debate this in the comments first. You can see.
I'm telling you,
that's
can't be
tickled me,
sticking
bro.
things in your ears or down your PPI.
So how do you clean your ears? They clean themselves. Is that your answer?
Yeah, don't put anything inside.
In the comments.
I clean the pinner. What clean out my ears for? What's the matter with you? All these years on the planet, I don't. My missus has always got something in their earbud, or I can't even look.
Does your missus ever complain about your hearing ability?
No one has ever said to me, "Man, you got some skanky ears," you know.
No, but I'm not.
No one. You're the first person to even suggest such a thing. I'm insulted.
Do you know the thing where people talk about the wax, where you put the earwax in, it draws out all the. Anyway.
It seems like when you go swimming and you get blocked ears and people still like,
Yeah.
finger in the ear. No, leave your
I'll do
ears
that if I
alone.
get an itchy ear, man. Like
How can you get itchy? Why is your ear itchy? What are you listening to? Do you know what? It's because of the music you listen to. That's why your ears are feeling
You've
like
asked me
wax.
why is my ear itchy, right? So actually, I am on the other end of this. So while I'm laughing at you, like I clean my ears too much, mate. I know I do because the doctors told me that like you should have at least some wax in your ears because it stops like the dust from coming in. And when the dust comes in and touches your ear, that's why it's itchy. But right, so I've had to stop cleaning my ears so much. But the fact that some people don't clean their ears, to me, I need to raise awareness.
But you've even got medical people telling you leave your ears alone. You still ain't listening.
Which medical people?
You said doctors have told you clean their ears too
Oh
much.
yeah,
right?
yeah. For me, yeah, that's my situation.
Right, for you. Okay, so let's put all this together then. So my thing is, right, England fans, they're a bit stupid. And there's no point stop taking the knee because these people are so stupid, you can't reach them. You're wearing an England shirt, and by virtue of wearing that shirt, you become stupid. Because you're going, I can't touch my ears. Take the shirt off. Go and put one of them message T-shirts that you pay 20 quid from, limited edition. Put some sense back in your body, bro. You're losing it.
I like that, man. I like that. I'm going to leave that there. Anyway, I fell off my bike, man. I fell off my bike. Push bike, fast one, but push bike
What
nonetheless.
do you mean the bike is fast? Surely it's the person on it makes it fast.
Oh, the bike is fast, mate. But I was basically stationary.
Okay.
And I was riding with somebody else. I know them, but I don't really know them that well. And they stopped outside their house. I don't know them that well to know it was their house.
Mhm.
So when they stopped, my feet are attached to the pedals of this bike. Yeah.
Okay.
The shoes.
Well, you got
clip
them
into the
cleat
pedals.
things.
Yeah. Right.
Especially tap dancing shoes.
Yeah. He stopped. I stopped. Did the whole balance thing for about maybe I'd say 12 seconds, but it's probably about 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And then I asked him, "Oh, why have you stopped?" And he goes, "Oh, this is my house." And then I tried to get my foot out of the pedal.
Oh dear.
And yeah, mate, I dropped. And where I dropped to that side, yeah. And where I dropped that way, and I dropped further than where the bottom of the bike was because there was like a slant where we were. It was dread. Because my bike is like so light, I wanted to protect it, so I fell like in an awkward way so as to hit myself and not the bike. Feet still attached. I got up, and there happened to be like 4 ladies walking towards us. Do you know what I mean? And the first 2 ladies were like, both like, "Oh, hello," and I was like, "Oh, hiya," and like smiling and that. I thought to myself, still got it. And then I looked at my arm and it was all like bleeding and that.
Did the whole bike just went poof?
Bruv, I was still attached. But when the girl then said hello, I thought they were looking at me because they were like, "Oh, you out for your bike ride? Like, good on you." Nah, they'd seen me drop, innit? They had seen the drop and they were laughing. They were trying
Oh,
to
did you have
hide
the
the
helmet
laughter.
on as well?
Yeah, I had the helmet on, but I didn't hit my head.
And a high glow, day glow, high vis lycra.
Nah, it's had a white t-shirt, man, and
Why you got the bits and
and
elbow pads
after
and knee
wrestling
pads?
bib shorts.
I bet when you come out of the house with all the gear on that your mum bought you, all that protective equipment, you go around the corner, take it off. Take off the helmet, the elbow pads, knee pads, teeth guard, gum shield, ear protectors.
I didn't fell off a bike for years, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's been years since I fell off a bike. And like, I think falling stationary is even more dread because it's just like a. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
I must have told you sometime before about my mate Steve. I think he was about 25 when it happened, 24. He was sitting on a bike, like 1 foot on the floor, 1 foot on the pedal. And then he had 2 feet on the pedal, holding onto a fence. Foot slipped, smashed, and killed himself. Just from falling from seat. And that's what then his crew, what they were called something. It will come to me in a minute. They made a song. They made an album, dedicated the album to him, and the song got to #1.
oh wow.
Sharp and Dance.
Oh,
I'm
sick.
raving, I'm raving. Remember that tune? I'm raving, I'm raving.
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, it's about dedicated to Steve. Sad man, and everyone's
So
going.
what? He was sat on a bike.
Sat on a bike, and his foot slipped off the pedal, and he fell and smashed his head on the floor.
Boy,
Dangerous. You don't get that no more now, are you?
what do you mean?
That's
What do you
it.
mean? I'll go out. I'll just be careful, man. I'll just be careful. I had the helmet on, but yeah, I just whacked my elbow, man. Oh, I don't know if you can see that.
Shocking, mate. That's like elbow porn. That was.
There's the hench forearm there, innit?
Mate, I thought that was a leg. I thought that was like a thigh. Them big guns. People who listen to this, you can't see you. It's like Terry Crews. It's like, whoa.
We don't know no lie.